Hey, it's Ray, Chubby Ray Comics. I don't collect single issue comic books. I collect paperbacks and omnibus, and I share my reading list with you guys every week or every couple of weeks, depending on when I do it. And what I wanted to do today was just share with you some of the stuff I've read so far this week. Today is Wednesday. I'm recording this on Wednesday afternoon, and this is the stuff that I've read so this is stuff I've read Monday, Tuesday. Well, I guess I've read Sunday night, Monday night, and Tuesday night. So I wanted to share with you today to let you know how some of the books were. I've done reviews of some of them, so I'll be repeating this stuff, not all of it, but at least what I think of the book. Like, for example, let's start with the one and only Ultimate Spider-Man. Ultimate Spider-Man, fantastic. This was great. 5 stars, loved it. Very, very good. But I mentioned this in the last review. Black Cat's on the cover. She's hardly in the book. She's hardly in the book. If at all, she's hardly in it. So Ultimate Spider-Man was very, very good. I really loved it. Here's another one I loved. Phoenix. Phoenix by Stephanie Phillips. This is so good. This shocked me how good it was. I was not expecting what I got from this. This is a fun, it's just a fun space story. It's a cosmic story. I really liked it. I loved the cameos in it. I loved the cameos. I thought it had good humor. It moved really well. The art was really good. I was really, really a big fan of this. World's Finest, Mark Waid, Dan Mora. Of course, I was a big fan of the art in this book. I mean, come on, it's Dan Mora. How could I not be? I was really a big fan of the art. Dan Mora's fantastic. Overall, the story was, there was Metal Men, Amazo, Metallo. I mean, there was a lot of that gimmicky robot, Red Tornado, all that robot stuff, the robot stuff. It was good. It was good. It wasn't great. It was good. And the thing I really liked is the very first story in this book has to do with a date between Supergirl and Robin. I really liked that part, but the rest was just sort of okay for me. So good, not great. This is a 3-star one. World's Finest, Elementary. Let's see what else we got here. This was fantastic. Against the Wall, Green Arrow, Josh Williamson, and Amonte Manwalpan. I believe I got that. I don't know if I got that right or not, but at least that's how I'm pronouncing it. I really, really enjoyed this book a lot. I thought this was fantastic, especially the art was great. Of course, it's a good story because it's Joshua Williamson. I love Joshua Williamson stuff. But the art really blew me away. I thought it was exceptional. Green Arrow, this was a 5-star book. I loved this book. All right, I finished up my Benjamin Percy Ghost Rider series with issue 4, with a trade paperback number 4 a couple weeks ago, or last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, and I loved it. This was a mini series that they did after he finished the run. They did a mini series called Ghost Rider Final Vengeance, where Ghost Rider loses the whole. He loses the Ghost Rider persona. And the person who picks it up is Parker Robbins, the Hood. And what he does with the Ghost Rider powers is really, he ends up becoming a gang lord, Parker Robbins uses the Spirit of Vengeance powers to become the biggest crook in Chicago. And it ends up with Johnny Blaze having to face Parker one-on-one to get his powers back, because he realizes that Blaze isn't doing anything good with the powers. It's all right. Benjamin Percy's great. I love Benjamin Percy's book. I thought this is the weakest of all the Ghost Rider stuff I've read from him so far. I thought it was good. 3.5 stars for this one. Venom, King in Black. I've read all of the Venom stuff that Donny Cates did. And paperbacks 1 through 5 were fantastic. And I saved this one for last. This is the trade paperback volume 6 of the King in Black series, of the Venom series, I'm sorry. But this was the King in Black story. And if you've read this, you know it's very interesting. But here's the problem with it. I read this, and now I really have to read the omnibus. I've got the omnibus. I'm going to have to read the whole thing because I don't feel like I got as much out of this as I would have if I'd read the omnibus. So I'm obviously going to have to read that. But this was good. This wrapped up the Donny Cates run of Venom, which I thought was fantastic. But now I want to read King in Black, I've got the omnibus and I want to read it just to see what I'm missing, because there's obviously a whole bunch in here that I missed because the paperback doesn't do the story justice. You know what I mean? There's a lot more. There's a lot more that happens that you don't get to see from just the paperback. So I've got to read the omnibus before I can make a final determination on it. I liked it. I give it 4 stars. I give it 4 stars, and I've really, really enjoyed the story of Eddie Brock and Dylan Brock, and I've loved it so far. However, I'm gonna leave it unresolved because I want to read King in Black, the omnibus, and therefore make my judge on the King in Black story. And last but not least, To Hell and Back. To Hell and Back, Action Comics, Philip Kennedy Johnson, and so many other writers. This was okay. This had a lot to do with that nightmare, the night terror story stuff. It could have been so much more. It was all right, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough what we expect from this series. I'm saying this is all right. This is a 3-star book. So there we go. That's what I've read so far this week. I've got a bunch more on my reading list that I'll get to, but I wanted to share with you what I've read so far this week. Let me know what you read. What are you guys up to? What are you reading? What should I read next? Tell me. Like, follow, comment. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much. It's Chubby Ray Comics. I'll talk to you again soon.